They funded websites that published fake and false and misleading information in order to slander gamers.
He's just straight up wrong. He claims that USAID paid political millions per year to write Gamergate stories. Reality, USAID paid a whopping $24,000 in 2024 on subscriptions and had precisely zero editorial influence. Oh, just like government employees?
I want these people to suffer.
Jesus.
Because that's what they did to me.
Oh my God.
Gamers rise up. We're done. We're done.
Because there's so many lies and falsehoods circulating, and so many claims that people are sort of not with the program. I think people are just completely dislocated. There's no stable ground on which to walk. And then, of course, most of them have been laid off, so they're worried about how they're going to pay the bills and how they're going to make rent.
That's what happens when you get fired.
Maybe the part that is the most striking and, for me, inspiring, if not surprising, having worked there for 4 years.
She can do DoorDash.
Is that, you know, the people who work at USAID did not come to work at USAID for the money. The civil servants, the foreign servants, the contractors, they came to USAID because they wanted to make a difference in the world. Because
that's the problem. Yep, that's the problem. See that? Yep, see, you figured it out. That's it. Learn the code? Yeah.
What's the problem?
They saw America's
that people are passionate about their jobs or things that they do. What's the problem?
As tied up with the interests of people, vulnerable people around the world.
That's right. That's exactly why you're fired. You're going to be working in DoorDash. That's it. Working on DoorDash on welfare. Thank God. Taking our tax money, giving it to random ass fucking countries so they can do drag shows. See ya. See ya. Too bad. Have fun.
And so even as they're struggling to figure out how to make rent, all of a sudden, they're most struggling with the fear that so many millions of people who relied on us as a country, on USAID as an agency, but on them as individuals.
Yeah, we fired them and we don't give a fuck about those people. Get them out.
Okay.
That's it. I love how people like this. I wonder if they realize that this is like porn for people that voted for Trump. Do they know that?
We do now. Thanks for saying it out loud. This is what I was saying before. It doesn't matter if something good is happening to a lot of the unhinged MAGA people. What matters is if something is bad happening to somebody else, even if it ends up hurting them a little bit. As long as the other person is hurting more, it's fine.
Like, this is the best case scenario. Yeah, like, this is, like, how many of you guys watch this and you're like, yeah, and then, oh, everybody, you're sad, and then there's all the people that don't have, oh, wow.
I like how Asmongold has also become, like, he's morphed into the perfect person to kind of demonstrate a lot of the talking points I've had over the past few months, where I'm like, the issue is liberals doom scroll, but Republicans, like, glee scroll on a team that they're inting on, right? You've got, like, a guy inting top, and, like, one guy's like, fuck, we're never going to win this game. He's like, that's right. Oh, we're all losing this one, boys. Negative 15 LP. See you later. And that's like him right now.
Oh, yeah. This is, like, I'm going to be honest, I'm so happy to watch these videos. I hate these parasites. Get them the fuck out. Absolutely. No sympathy here? Fucking zero from me. Absolutely. It's cathartic? Yes. These guys are posting their own L's.
That those individuals out in the world have no place to turn.
That's
and
right.
Indeed, they're showing up and finding health clinics shuttered and soup kitchens closed and advisors who were helping governments renegotiate debt with China. Those advisors, now taken off the books.
That's right.
So just the wreckage in the world is what the USAID staff that I'm in touch with are carrying with them. That's what's keeping them up at night, as much as the question of, what am I going to do tomorrow? And, how do I take care of my family?
God, bro, I've never seen a bigger W. See ya, bitch. Go work at DoorDash.
Jesus Christ. Like, she's not even doing anything that bad. Or, I can't even believe I said that. She's not even doing anything bad. Like, bro, what's your, like, the hatred for this person? Like,
go do Uber Eats. Go work at McDonald's. Put the fries in the bag. Like, thank God. Get the out of here. What a waste of everybody's money. What a complete waste of literally billions of dollars, bro. Billions of dollars wasted on these retards. You're wrong, especially about her. If you're in charge of this shit and you're okaying different types of advocacy programs for social issues across the world, you are using my tax money in a way that I will vote against. That's really just that simple.
Then vote for it. Have them remove it in Congress. The president doesn't get to do that unilaterally. Or a king can, I guess.
So you might not like that. You might think, oh, well, that's mean to say, but that. I don't care. You're right. You are right, especially about her. Yeah, exactly. She's the one in charge. Yeah, exactly. And I love how a millionaire is for Trump. You think I'd give a about that? I don't care about the taxes part. That's not even the point. It's not about a millionaire Trump. Oh, wow, Trump's going to cut my taxes. I hope he raises my taxes. That way we can put people like this back in mental institutions and we can solve the problem and people won't have to worry about it anymore. So, yeah, no, I hope that's what happens. Thank God.
He's just straight up wrong. He claims that USAID paid Political millions per year to write Gamergate stories. Reality, USAID paid a whopping $24,000 in 2024 on subscriptions and had precisely zero editorial influence. Oh, just like government employees?
Our tax dollars used to promote wokeness in video games. Answer is yes. USAID paid Politico millions of dollars a year to write pieces like this one, which promotes diversity and describes Gamergate as disinformation and harassment campaign. So this is the thing, guys. I want these people to suffer.
Yeah, we do. It's a good one.
To deal with these people. This is insane. And this is what they do. And you can see that the moral capital that these people had for so many years has dried up. It's like they always go and they try to make these arguments about like, oh, we're helping people. People are afraid. It's emotional blackmail. And I think people are just fed up and tired of it.
It's emotional blackmail to say, hey, I'm afraid I'm losing my job for no reason. That's emotional blackmail.
Moral capital that these people had for so many years has dried up. It's like they always go and they try to make these arguments about like, oh, we're helping people. People are afraid. It's emotional blackmail. And I think people are just fed up and tired of it. It appeals to emotion. I'm sick of somebody trying to make me feel sorry for them. Suck my dick. I don't care. The out of here. It's embarrassing. Yeah, it's so much useless money out of your pocket. You don't even know how to do good. Exactly. Yes. It's totally fucking true, man. Easy to help people when you're using somebody else's money. Exactly, man. No one feels sorry for her, to be honest. I definitely don't. I'll tell you that.
Jesus.
So yeah, it's that simple. And click on Alex Jones' stream. He's not doing anything. He's just doing some bullshit. Like there's nothing else going on. I'm sick of people emotionally guilting me. Yeah, exactly. Why do you have to be so harsh? I get your point, but why do you have to be rough like this? The reason why I have to be rough like this is because these people will be just this rough to you if you try to oppose them.
Like, what do they even do? Can we get an example of anything here? Or
these are the people who tried to systematically disenfranchise you, tried to...
How? USAID? How?
Try to oppose them. These are the people who tried to systematically disenfranchise you, tried to smear you, that tried to turn you into an enemy, that tried to turn your own fan bases against you. They funded websites that published fake and false and misleading information in order to slander gamers. These people are the ones that were responsible for it. Look right here, and I'll show you. Like, people think I'm fucking crazy. I'm not.
Okay.
Look at this. People wonder our...
I like how he exclusively gets his news through his, like, fucking Twitter feed. Jesus Christ.
Stars used to promote wokeness in video games. Answer is yes.
Oh, no, it's Gamergate! He's actually doing it! Oh my god, it's actually Gamergate! Wait, what? Not the Gamergate? Hold on. If we're gonna do Gamergate again, I gotta soy up. Let me get a Starline. Hold on.
USAID paid Politico millions of dollars a year to write pieces like this one, which promotes diversity and describes Gamergate as disinformation and harassment campaign. So this is the thing, guys.
What's the thing? Tell us.
I want these people to suffer.
Jesus.
Because that's what they did to me.
Oh my god. But that's so good. Dude, you could make a whole compilation of like, Destiny describes MAGA, and then immediately copy paste like Asmongold's current political arc onto things that I've said, right? They can get away with doing anything because they think the other side's already done it. And it's all about just making the other side suffer. It doesn't actually matter if they're doing anything good or bad. It's just about making the other side hurt. It's literally spite-driven politics.
I want these people to suffer because that's what they did to me. I want to set an example. Get rid of these people. Put them, like, completely out of their jobs. Get rid of them. Make an example of them. Say, listen, this is what happens. Gamers rise up. What goes around? Yep, what goes around comes around. And we're coming. I'll tell you that. Cry more? We don't need to anymore. That's for them. So, yeah. Hold them accountable? Absolutely. Watching you is like a breath of fresh air. No, I know. There's a lot of people. Trump's about to sign more orders. I'll look at that in a minute. I'll see if I can pull it up. And now it's their turn to cry. No, I'm sure it is. But I'll see if I can watch this and see if anything crazy happens. But I'm not sure if it will. Yeah, nothing yet. But soon Trump signs another order. Holy fuck, man. And anyway, yeah, no, I hate these people. I think they're parasites. And I will do whatever is in my power to make things worse for them however I can. Because I feel like in the last 10 years, I've lived under the tyranny of people like this. Not only under websites that have rules that make these people feel good, but also under video games that they try to censor and change and then demonize me for complaining about it. And I am I want to let you guys know, like, I am a revenge enjoyer.
Thank you for saying it at least. Okay.
I love it.
And like, these are the same people that are saying, like, I bet we could actually go through Asmon's shit and say that the reason why people don't like the Dems is because you guys are so condescending. They don't like you guys because you act so much holier than thou, right? But it's like, come on, really?
I'll go all the way. I'll go all the way. And so he's right. That's it. And so we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. It's a vendetta. No, it is. I have a vendetta against these people. I hate these fucking people. I fucking hate them. And so, yeah, I'm glad to see this happening. And I hope that they just keep pushing for it. And I will keep pushing for it as hard as I can. And that's it. They took the shit that I love and fucking destroyed it. They did. Exactly. And same, to be honest, make them suffer. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, no calls to violence. Goes without saying, right? But, like, I just want these people out of their position and totally discredited. But, yeah. I remember telling everyone this was coming back in 2016, the shit they did to Peterson. Yeah, exactly. The whole Politico thing is misleading. Nah, it's bullshit. You really think that they're paying for all this other shit and they're not trying to push this too? Nah. It's common sense this is happening. Like, you're not going to try to, like, actually me on this. It's so obvious. No respect for him anymore. Well, I never had any, but now I have a way to exercise it. So, yeah. They destroyed established franchises. Like, I was sitting... The thing is that... And I never understood the anti-revenge moral you have in film. I'm telling you, it doesn't fill you. What bullocks? Revenge doesn't solve must, yes, but boy, does it satisfy. I feel like revenge solves tons of problems.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, that's not even true. And also, like... It's not even really about them. It's just about them trying to, look for sympathy and shit. But, yeah, it looks like... And this is also... Look at this. This is crazy. We're also sending money. Look at this. This is nuts. How does this even happen? And so, let me see if I find it right here. Yeah, so the BBC... I didn't even know this. The BBC is unhappy about U.S. government funding cut. This is a statement they made.
Like, every single person he's citing. That's
I
another...
didn't even know this. The BBC...
This Mario Newfall guy. These are... All of these guys are, like, the weird conspiracy theorist people on X. Bro, this platform has done more damage than Facebook to the American mind.
Is unhappy about U.S. government funding cut. This is a statement they made. A free press is essential to freedom and democracy. 75% of countries around the world do not have free press. BBC Media Action supports local media around the world to deliver trusted information most people need. Like most international development organizations, BBC Media Group has been affected by the temporary pause on government funding. So this is 8% of their fucking revenue? 8% of their fucking revenue for the, what does B stand for? Not big. It does not stand for big. It's a different one. It stands for fucking British. What the fuck are we giving them money for? It's insane. It's nuts, man. What are you talking about? This isn't...
Also, is this even the entire BBC, or is this just like a subsection of the BBC? because it says a free press is essential to freedom and democracy, and 78% of countries around the world do not have a free press. BBC Media Action supports the local media around the world to deliver trusted information to people most in need. Like many international development organizations, BBC Media Action has been affected by the temporary pause in U.S. government funding, which amounts to about 8% of our income in 2022 to 2023. As the BBC's international charity, we are completely Oh, I didn't even read the last paragraph. As the BBC's international charity, we are completely separate from BBC News and wholly reliant on our donors and supporters to carry out our work. Wait, does he reads this, right?
It's insane. Yeah, they found their shit on propaganda. Exactly. I saw this also. There are community notes. Contributors see all the crazy notes people try to put on this.
Wait.
It's a different one. Revenue for the... What does B stand for? Not big. It does not stand for big. It's a different one. It stands for f***ing British. What the f*** are we giving them money for? It's insane. It's nuts, man. What are you talking about? This shit, yeah, this is insane. Yeah, they found their shit on propaganda. Exactly. I saw this also. There are community notes. Contributors see all the crazy notes people try to put on this. Yeah, I guess so. My mom always said forgiveness gives people less power over you than hate. Really? Well, that sounds like somebody that's not able to exercise their hate very well. Didn't y'all fight the Brits to not have to pay taxes? Yes. And that's the difference, right? So you've got to remember, you know what the Boston Tea Party was over? 2%. 2% taxes. And we said, you know what? We're done. We're f***ing done.
Just to be clear, the phrase no taxation without representation, I don't know the formal structure of the colonies, but I'm pretty sure that was over the fact that we had no say in how we were to be taxed by the crown. I think that was the big issue. It wasn't the percentage point. It was just the fact that we had no formal representation. I don't even know if they would have been. Did they have a parliament in the 1700s or whatever? I don't know if they would have at that point, but we had no representation in front of their government. That's why it was no taxation without representation. It wasn't 2%. Is 2% too high? 2% it needs to be less. We need to negotiate over the tax terms. Like
this is it. 2% on only tea. We said, you know what? That's it. No taxation without representation. We shut the whole thing down over that. This is 8% for them to peddle bullshit.
8% what of our what are you even talking about? How do these numbers even tie together? Why are we they're just both single digit numbers? What are we talking about?
Would you say you're someone that hates easily? Not really. I mean, usually I just let things go. I don't really care about it. But if I feel like somebody is trying to act and if I feel like somebody is trying to like encroach into my space and make me do something that I don't want to do, then I will absolutely attack them back. And I view it as an aggression. And so like, I think that the best way to deal with that is to respond, right, in the same way. And so, because like I was just in my space, I was in my room, sitting in my room doing nothing. And then these people come into my room and they try to change stuff. That's it. It's self-defense. Let's see, what's this here? What are you doing, man? You didn't even read the last paragraph saying BBC Media Action is a charity and not BBC News?
Oh.
Really, you think it's a charity? As the BBC's international charity, we're completely separate from BBC News and wholly reliant on donors to carry out our work.
Oh, we got there. Good job. But that doesn't matter because here we go. Even though they say it's a charity, now we have to be more skeptical. Now, before it was enough to just shit on, but now that we see it's a charity, we'll now have to be more skeptical. Well, charity supporting what? Trans video games? Supporting making, oh God, fuck, what's her name in The Witcher? The girl. Making her the main character of The Witcher 4? Fuck, what's his... Geralt and... I don't remember. Ciri. Yeah. Is that what this charity does?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, maintain credibility, cherry picking. Exactly. You really think that they're not paying these people money? You really think that? Don't care? Yeah, that's the same thing. So let me get this straight.
Wait, what? What's the saying? I don't even know what he's saying.
So basically, you think that because it's a charity, that they're not trying to push an agenda. So these people are giving money to different places, and then that money is being used for media. And you think that for some reason, I'm supposed to think that this is okay because they say that they're a charity.
Well, no, you can still take issue with it, but we're not funding the BBC's main news.
Well, if I'm giving away bombs for charity, I'm still a bad guy, right?
True.
It doesn't make any sense. It's laughable. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous fucking thing to say. Yeah, and this is it. Totally separate part from BBC Media umbrella. Really? So you don't think that they exercise any editorial or discretionary control over who they give the money to? You actually think they don't do that? And you think that they're not funding different places that are, adversarial to our interests? No. So I don't know.
Definitionally, isn't the whole point of this global media thing to fund stuff that is in line with our interests? Isn't this like exactly what it says? Or maybe he has proof to the contrary? Why would just think about that for 1 microsecond. Why would the United States charitably fund media organizations that are contrary to the interest of the United States when USAID is like directly an arm of the US government to do goodwill for the United States? Like, what does that even mean? What are we talking about?
Oh, I just guess.
Wait, what did you
I put
say?
the pieces to our interests. No. So I don't know. I just guess.
Bro, This is the ultimate MAGA video. I feel like he's hit on like 8 criticisms I've had of MAGA, but he just like owns them shamelessly. Holy fuck.
I put the pieces together, I see what makes sense, and I assume that, yeah, actually they are working against my best interests. It's that simple. Yeah.
Oh, maybe he means like gamers' interests, and the U.S. government doesn't represent gamers' interests.
It's common sense. Yeah, I mean, again, like, people always like to cling to, like, oh, well, this is, you know, there's no evidence. Oh, where's your source? Where's your proof? You've got so many fucking things that align that happen at the same time. I don't know how people can't see that. Why why is government giving taxes to foreign charities? Yeah, exactly. People defending this? Well, the reason why they defend it is because they agree with it. It's that simple. Yeah. I testified against PD months after I was made homeless, stripped of COVID rights on the streets, nothing DSS. Told me to go back to Texas. I don't know about that. Did you see a picture of Texas holding RPGs next to USAID tent? I did, but I didn't really think much of it. They could have just taken it over. So it's really not that big of a deal. We don't trust the BBC here. You're fine. Yeah, exactly. Taxes should never go to charity. Well, they should. They should just go to American charities, too. I don't want my taxes going to some foreign charity. Get the fuck out of here. I don't trust much charities in general. Yeah, exactly. Especially not the ones that are in bed with the government. So anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a question. Why should American taxpayers fund a British Broadcasting Corporation? It's insane. It is. He's completely fucking right. And so this is really the way that I see it, and I'm really glad to see this happen.
Compare Asmongold to what he was like a few years ago. He's completely changed.
It goes much deeper than that too. It's very important to see if you're doing something wrong, if people aren't liking you, if people, you know, and this is not just for streaming, this is just in general. If people are not liking you, you have to break down and look at yourself objectively and ask yourself why. You know, it's like the thing is like if you go outside and you step in dog shit, you step in dog shit. But if you go outside and every single day you smell dog shit, yeah, check your
Wait, what does this have to do with anything current?
own shoe. You know, if you're the common denominator, there's a pretty good possibility that you're also the problem. If a lot of people don't like you, it might have something to do with you and not necessarily them. And I feel like whenever we have these conversations, it's very hard to really give people good advice because you can take it to either extreme, right? You can look at it, this is not a black and white issue, basically. You can look at, oh, you know, everybody that criticizes me is a loser, or everybody that criticizes me is better than me and I'm a loser, right? And the important thing to do is to meet that somewhere in the middle and to be able to be confident in yourself enough to have the confidence to say,
He would agree with all of this today, though, right? He's not being shit on by everybody. He's probably got more fans than ever. He's getting more popular than ever. I don't understand who linked this. I don't think this is...
even if I'm a loser right now, what am I going to do to make that better? And that's what I try to do, at least. And that's what I think a lot of other people should try to do, too. I see a lot of people, you know, they think that these personas and everything are like...
Okay, good one, Chatter. Or when you thought Asmongold was smart because of how he acted during the Mizkip/Slick drama. I think Asmongold is a decently smart guy, but he's like ultra super politically captured right now. Asmongold's not an idiot. If anybody thinks Asmongold is like a dumb then they're missing the plot. That's the issue. Is not like is he stupid or not. The issue is he's super ultra audience captured and is like super resonant right now with the crazy MAGA bullshit. He's not stupid. He's a dumb fuck. All right, there's a difference.
Nobody gives a fuck. In the grand scheme of things, nobody cares about gamers. If you think that there's this level of interest in the government oppressing gamers, you are out of your mind. I don't know what to tell you. I cannot believe that this is like actual commentary on the realm of politics, and it's getting a lot of motion. It's 700,000 views. Yeah, the U.S. government made Stellar Blade's titties smaller. Nobody gives a fuck.
Sorry for Hassan posting, just thought it was interesting to mention. Asmon has reached the new peak of regardation that even Hamasabi can't offer charitability. I mean, like, I know my standards are very low, but I feel like this is incredibly charitable. I would love for Hassan to respond like this to anything that I would ever say, or that Ethan says. Like, Hassan is responding to some degree with substance. Like, if I was saying what Asmongold was saying, Hassan wouldn't be saying, you know, the United States doesn't actually augment or change, you know, like gaming storyboards or whatever for woke games, right? He would just be saying, oh, Destiny's saying this because he has a fully Nazi audience and he's fully audience captured by all the Nazis, and Nick Fuentes probably told him to say this, and that's the reason why he hates USAID so much. It's because he's a secret Nazi. Like, that would be the thing. I was like, oh, okay. At least he's responding with substance to what Asmongold was saying. I don't get it. I thought Gamergate was about misinformation. Like, I thought that was what people like Asmongold thought. Is there like 4 different perspectives on Gamergate? Gamergate is like Operation Meteor in Gundam Wing, okay? For like 50 episodes of an anime, you think that Operation Meteor was about sending Gundams to Earth, okay? And then in the fucking movie, you find out that it was just about crashing a meteor into Earth, but nobody knows about that. Gamergate might have had some noble intention when it first started, but it morphed radically into some crazy gamers hating women movement. And then that kind of became what dominated the narrative for it. News outlets reject Trump accusation of USAID media payoff. Several major news outlets, including Politico and the Associated Press, have rejected unsubstantiated accusations by President Donald Trump and right-wing influencers. that the U.S. Agency for International Development paid millions of taxpayer dollars to newsrooms in exchange for coverage favoring the Democratic Party. Trump wrote on social media on Thursday, it looks like billions of dollars have been stolen at USAID and other agencies, much of it going to the fake news media as a payoff for creating good stories about the Democrats. I also like how we don't even, like, all the words here are interchangeable. Like, okay, hold on. So were the agencies being corruptly funded by the government, or did they steal the money? Because if the media was stealing the money, then that's not USAID's fault. That sounds like the media needs to be prosecuted. Like, what's actually happening here? So was USAID corruptly sending the money? Was the media stealing money? Or did Congress corruptly allocate the money to go? Like, there's never any distinction between any of these points. It's all this exact same shit, you know? Also, like, notice how the whole world right now is on standstill. Everything, domestic and international perspective from the United States, from our perspective, is on a standstill. Like, we're not talking about anything with Ukraine, Russia. We're not really talking about anything going on in Israel. We're not talking about solving any of our domestic issues. We're not doing anything. It's just this fucking fire hose of insane conspiratorial nonsense from Trump and Elon. And then that's like all we're dealing with every single day. Like, Jesus, it's so wild. We're not talking about Israel? No, talking about the United States building a theme park in Gaza is not talking about Israel. No. No shot. This is not real. Oh, God. Wait, what? The Pentagon is doubling the number of media outlets losing their physical workspaces. Out. The New York Times, The Washington Post, NBC, CNN, Politico, The Hill, The War Zone, NPR. In. The New York Post, The Washington Examiner, OANN. These people were like part of the originators, like spreading that J6 conspiracy bullshit so hard. Newsmax. Huffington Post is like not good, but they're left wing at least. But the Free Press, don't know them. The Daily Caller. Breitbart. Here's Lauren Boebert's congressional office paying Politico Pro over the years. Oh, did they pay for subscriptions too? Oh, damn, that's a lot of money for just subscriptions, or what the fuck are they? Hassan said that Asmongold is afraid of you.
But he didn't want to cover the Epstein.
It's pronounced Afrikaners. Okay.
Stuff. Oh yeah, Asmongold didn't want to cover the sex pestiny stuff, but he has no problem rehashing the same fucking shit over and over again.
Like, Asmongold didn't cover your video either, bro. And your video is way more relevant, both in platform and content, than anything relating to me, but okay.
Hassan showed Nick a music video of the Houthis. I wonder why.
I love that downplaying. Meanwhile, I'm Epstein. True.
And sex pestiny goes after Asmongold all the time. And I think it's partially because he's afraid.
Who's afraid? I'm afraid? Or Asmongold is afraid? Or...
He's afraid of the DDG wrath. He does not want DDG coming after him.
N-word alert. Did he just say... Wait, what are you guys saying? What?
Same fucking shit over and over again. Hassan showed Nick a music video of the Houthis. I wonder why.
Nick.
And sex pestiny goes after Asmongold all the time. And I think it's partially because he's afraid. He's afraid of the DDG wrath. He does not want DDG coming after him.
Like, what does that even mean? What can I even do to Asmongold? He has more live... I'm sorry. Asmongold is in almost every way, except maybe like in the realm of like political, more realish political stuff. But like Asmongold has a much larger YouTube footprint, probably Twitter footprint, Twitch and live streaming audience. What am I going to do to Asmongold? What? Bro, this is middle school level behavior. It's anything to avoid dealing with the substance of anything. Always. Always, always, always.
Anyway. Hey, I'm sorry. Can you explain what any of this has to do with gamers, Gamergate, or Asmon? It literally doesn't. The truth has nothing to do with gamers, Gamergate, or Asmongold. But the truth does not matter. Okay? That's the point. Because Asmongold is claiming that on top of this misinformation that came out, that he wanted to add his own layer of silliness to the conversation by, I guess, reading a tweet from a Lolly account, a Lolly PFP account, that claimed that Politico was actually getting paid by USAID to do anti-gamer coverage.
To be fair, It wouldn't surprise me if he was actually scared of DGG. Asmongold traditionally was uber fortress mode when it comes to people he knows can hit back against him. Yeah, I think he is scared of DGG the same way that he's scared of like every conflict. I don't think Asmongold wants conflict with any streamers. That's why he basically never covers Hassan. Like, I think Asmongold is like, that's a very intentional part of his content strategy. He tries very hard not to stir shit up with anybody. Not that that's necessarily like good or bad, just as like a content strategy.
It's probably the most ridiculous thing that could have come out of this. It's so ridiculous. I feel like even the Fox News people would laugh at this shit. You spending all 2025 on media literacy of your colleagues? What do you want me to do, man? What do you want me to do? One, you guys sent me this link. And two, Asmongold is currently the biggest political content creator on this platform. Okay?
Asmon, calling you out 10 minutes ago. Oh boy.
How many tweets and comments did you make celebrating the guy and memeing on the guy that got killed at the Trump rally? And so now we're supposed to look at this appeal to empathy for these clowns that have been wasting our fucking money?
There's a difference in terms of, I would never say that you should never feel indifferent to or say somebody's deserving of dying or whatever. I would never make that blanket statement generally, right? If a murderer is trying to kill somebody and then gets killed by the police, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, we need to have an abundance of empathy for the murderer. My lack of care for people that are supporting Trump at Trump rallies is you have a guy who tried to coup the government explicitly. You have a guy who is engaged in all sorts of un-American, I would say, treasonous behavior from top to bottom and has directed other people to do the same. If you're at his rally celebrating him coming back to being the president, I just don't give a fuck. Like, you guys are begging for violence. You want the violence. You've talked about violence in multiple ways. And then if it happens, like, I'm not going to care. To say that because I have that feeling for that all of a sudden that's the same thing as celebrating, just like federal workers who are now being fired because of the same types of actions, I guess, that that guy at that rally would have been celebrating, which was an illegal attempt by one man to take over the government. I mean, like, if you want to equate all of it, then I guess knock yourself out. But this is like an intellectually bankrupt position. Like,
what is this? How are you gonna do that? It doesn't make any sense, man. Doesn't sound like he's mad at you. Sounds like he's disappointed. The thing is that Destiny and I, you guys might not believe it, but we agree on a great number of things. It's one of the reasons.
No, that is probably not true anymore. I don't know what. I do not know what we would agree on at this point. I'm not sure. Or rather, this goes back to that thing that I said a long time ago, where I said, I don't know how to like separate out these. I don't have like a clever, snappy name for it, but like people will agree on these amorphous kind of like moral beliefs, but then when you actually distill them down into some solidified form, and then you ask, you find out that they're worlds apart, right? So it might be something like you get two people to agree, all life is precious, right? Yes, of course. Everybody deserves protection to the fullest extent under the law in the United States, right? Of course. And then from like these two things, then it's like, that's why women should have the right to have an abortion. Their medical decisions with their doctor is completely protected. And the other person will be like, wait, hold on. No. I was talking about a baby's right to live. They should never be aborted. That's crazy. So I don't like this agreement. This is why I've done this for probably years now, I guess. I don't know, over a year, right? Where I'm like, give examples, because all of the nebulous, ethereal, like, oh yeah, I believe in these lofty principles. Well, it doesn't mean anything without an example. I don't know what the fuck you're actually saying, because the way that the application of these principles, like in practice, this could be totally different between two people, even if they profess the same like meta level beliefs. So when Asmongold says, me and Destiny would agree on a great deal of things, we would agree on these like lofty principles, but everybody does. Every human being probably will. Government shouldn't engage in fraud. Yeah, of course. Government shouldn't waste taxpayer money. Yeah, of course. USAID is a waste of taxpayer money and it's fraudulent. No, that's not true, right?
That's why I haven't been overly hostile towards him. I actually like Destiny in a lot of ways, but I think that recently he's, I think that he's popped off a bit too much. And I think that people used to respect and like Destiny a lot because of how well measured and how, I think like how orderly he was with his thinking. And I think that especially in the past 6 months to a year.
This is like the thing that's boring me the most with all the political commentary. And it's actually like wearing me down, which is maybe the goal, I guess, of these things, is there's never any engagement with anything that's being said. It's always it's either personal or this meta level shit. Like, oh, engage with anything I've said. Is USAID an authorized department or sub-office or sub-department by Congress? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. Does USAID's funding get authorized by Congress? Yes or no? Yes? Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you can't just shut it down from the presidency. You can't do that. You're not allowed to. It's not legal. You're not allowed to do that. So if a judge granted a temporary restraining order or an injunction, preliminary injunction, whatever, you can't do that. Okay, all right. Well, now what's the next claim? USAID wastes our money. Well, what do you mean by waste? By waste, do you mean that they engage in fraud? Because if so, that's a crime, and we should figure out what that is. Or by waste, you mean they spend money on things that you don't like. If that's the case, then kick rocks. You can't do anything about that unless you get Congress to rescind their budget or rescind their money or change their mission or the scope of their mission through some sort of congressional law or act or statute or whatever, right? Like this, it's super simple. This is like very, very, very simple. If A, then B. If not, then C, then whatever. But there's like never any engagement with that. Now it's just like, oh, he used to be orderly this thing, and then Trump derangement syndrome, and then now he just hates conservatives. He was so based when he was also attacking liberals, but now that he hates conservatives, he's just gotten totally unhinged and crazy, and now he's just insane. It's like, wow, okay, well, if I'm so insane, then debunk my points. It's super easy. Like, show me a person that I've called insane that I don't go on to debunk their points. If you're crazy, I'll very easily just destroy your arguments. It's so easy. It's such an easy thing to do. And if I'm so crazy and so insane and so unhinged, then just debunk my shit. That's so easy.
I think that he's definitely kind of gotten a lot more extreme. And I understand you can say that about me, maybe. You could. But that doesn't mean it's not true about him, too, right? And this is coming as somebody who's like, I've watched his content on and off for like 10 years, right? Actually, not that long. Maybe like a little bit over 5. And so ever since like the 2016 election, somewhere around there. And so anyway, I think it's been a problem, and I've noticed that a lot with Destiny's comments, and I think that, like, he ends up putting his foot in his mouth when he does something like this after he spent such a long time going on basically a celebration tour that there was a shooting at a Trump rally.
Spent such a long time going on a celebration tour? This was in the news for, like, 1 week, and that's it. Like, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, like, nobody should die to political violence in the United States. I think it's pretty tragic. But, I mean, like, I think it's more tragic that the conditions have been created that brought it about. I think it's tragic that 1,600 people, some of whom committed violence against federal officers, engaged in violence on J6 and are pardoned. I think it's pretty sad that now there are foreign workers who are, or U.S. workers working in foreign areas that could potentially be harmed. And now there are other people dying because we've just decided to arbitrarily chop off some foreign aid that the U.S. does because of Elon Musk, I guess. Because we think that a whole bunch of stuff was made public that had already been public through public.gov databases forever. Like,
and no matter what, I will try to be fair as much as I can. That's why I haven't covered any of his allegations, because I don't want to cover allegations anymore, because I think that they are just that, allegations. And so that's actually one of the reasons why you guys might not know this. I actually didn't cover the Hassan video when it first released.
Is he gonna fucking try to equate these two things? Can I just say, if you ever want to be the most OP public person ever, I'm getting to the end of my rope on this. Hopefully this is resolved soon. The most OP thing ever is to have nothing to lose and then to threaten to file a lawsuit against somebody so that that person can't really say anything public for reasons that I can talk about hopefully pretty soon, while you just say whatever you want online and then wait for things to work themselves in the background. That is an OP strat, and holy it is driving me insane. Soon, hopefully, we get to the end of this, though. Or I'm just going to get to the end of it. But Jesus Christ. But anyway, is he really going to equate these two things?
It's because Hassan had a couple of allegations against him, and I didn't want to provide a platform for that.
This is the most disingenuous, like, dishonest, like, hack bullshit. Like, I can't even believe he would grant Hassan. Well, no, it's because these two fucking dick sucks probably work together with each other. They're probably on... Wait, actually. What is Asmongold's Discord name? Oh, hold on. I'm just checking. I'm just curious. Yeah, they are. Okay. They're friends on Discord. I see that. Asmongold and Hassan. Hassan still has me added on Discord, and I bet the reason why he does is so that he can see when somebody adds him is if we share mutual. So Asmongold and Hassan are friends on Discord. I see that, yeah. So these guys probably have some kind of agreement to not like cover like super dramatic shit from each other. But to pretend like a video that decides to run through like 15 years of random shit about me to try to make me out to be some pedophile monster is the same as a video critiquing Hassan's public political positions that he does on Twitch is like the same thing. Bro, give me a break.
Because I thought that it would be unfair.
Oh my God.
That's actually a big reason. I didn't talk about this, but that's just that's a factor, right? And so anyway, and so that's the reason my previous comment. You have to understand.
This is, yes. Twitch is Poland, and this is the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Absolutely.
What's happening here? You're fair and honest. I do. I try to be fair and honest.
Can I ask why you have Hassan added still? For the same reason he probably has me added still. I can see who our mutuals are. I think it's important. It's good to know.
That's why I like you didn't cover Tectone too. Well, he's my friend, right? So it would make sense that I wouldn't cover my friend.
Okay. I don't have to ever mind read Asmon. He can just say the horrible things. He can just say the things. I don't need to actually try to guess, I guess. Okay, thank you. All right.
But if I only cover the people that I don't like and the people that are hostile towards me, but I don't cover people that I know, well, then I'm not really being like, I'm a clown, right? I'm basically a fucking clown.
Do you think Asmon is at all aware of the game he's playing? Sam Hyde calls him out ironically, but I wonder if that shit has it all emboldened him to dig deeper into the group. I don't know. I can't. My theory of mind, I've said this at the beginning of the stream. My theory of mind for these people like disappeared. I don't understand like what's happening. I'm not sure. Like I wouldn't be able to tell you genuinely what they were thinking.
And so like, no, like Tectone's my friend. Like, yeah, of course I'm not going to cover his shit. And so I don't want to be biased. I don't want people to think that I'm biased. So yeah. Anyway, good that you're being fair to Hassan. I always, defending Hassan, it's not about defending Hassan. I defend the truth and I defend my ideals. And sometimes that has to align with people that you might not agree with.
Hassan has talked about Asmongold, though, like when Asmon said the Holocaust thing, I wish I could make you guys understand the difference. When you guys say that Hassan covers Asmongold, Hassan covers Asmongold with the most delicate kid gloves in the universe. If I were to say something even remote, remember, just because I had Nick Fuentes on my stream, I am a full-blown Nazi, despite the fact that I argued with him the entire time. However, like with Asmongold, it's like, I can't believe he's saying these misguided things and it's just so wrong and it's crazy that he's saying these things. That's it. But if I was saying like, I think the Holocaust happened, I'm like 99% sure, bro, it would be the end.
And sometimes that's frustrating. I know it must be frustrating for some people that I don't blindly hate somebody that they don't like. And I understand that, but I try to be fair. And
although I will say, because I'm the only person here that gives credit to people that he doesn't like, okay, I will say that I can appreciate Asmongold's position, that he's at least public about, like, why didn't I cover Tectone? Oh, he's my friend. I just want to cover, bad shit about my friends. Oh, okay. At least you're open about it instead of, like, pretending that you do. So I think that's fair, at least.
I think that to the extent that I am fair, people...
Maybe I'm wrong, but isn't he referring to Hassan's allegations, not his politics? I don't think Hassan has any allegations out there, unless you take anything Lav says seriously. And she's a deeply unserious person. So, no, what do you mean? Or maybe we should take those seriously, I guess. Hassan likes to say all sorts of crazy shit about me, but... Because Asmon isn't hostile towards people, so they give him more charity. Lord Tiny, you have a bad reputation, so people come harder at you. I totally disagree with that. I think the reason why people come harder at me is because there is a ton of online credit for doing so. Because I don't like line up with or align with any of the big online political communities. There's always that like my PR is taking a hit, break glass in case of emergency, shit on Destiny video. And you'll always get credit or warm welcomes from multiple communities online if you're willing to do that. I don't think it has anything to do with like demeanor or anything. Or maybe a little bit with demeanor, but not much, I don't think.
Respect that.
It would be
even
like
if they don't
10 or
respect
15%
and they
of
don't
it.
agree with my position, they respect it. And so that's it. And is Techie okay?
Like if you want like the best example of this, look at how much Lonerbox got eviscerated by Hassan's community. Lonerbox is like I don't even know if he has it in him to be like an incredibly huge asshole to somebody. Like he's just like a pretty nice dude. I guess he can speak like a little sarcastically sometimes, but like that, like, so I mean, like I feel like that's a good example of, and the only reason why he's targeted was because he's in my community, or was in my community. Rip.
He's farming.
Is there a way for someone not within your general political space to critique you for your politics, or is it kind of hard right now to see who's genuinely criticizing you or just trying to farm off of shitting on you? I'll be, because I'm on my hubris arc, I'll say this. I'm probably the most read and researched person in the political sphere of my size when it comes to this. So no, I don't think anybody can criticize me on my political positions because they lack the specific knowledge, they're unwilling to read or do any research, and they lack the general knowledge. They just don't understand anything about government, finance, history, anything to levy any criticism at me. So all of it is either personal ad hom or ridiculous straw man. But I mean, like this it's not just because I'm exceptionally smart. It's just because the area that I inhabit is exceptionally stupid. You're just not expected to know anything or have any like general knowledge about anything, which is why you get videos of who's that Canadian guy, Jordan Peterson, and he's supposed to theoretically be your next maybe prime minister. This Pierre Poilievre, I don't know how to pronounce his fucking name.
Our productivity.
Where these guys are like discovering for the very first time the term productivity. Productivity? What productivity?
Polyev is another major problem. Like right now.
Also, this is a hilarious video. Productivity. So I'm at least impressed because whenever somebody knows like a year one grade school or high school level econ term and they're in politics, I'm like, oh my God, yes, thank you for knowing a little bit. So this guy just learned yesterday, I guess, the term productivity. Now, the funny thing is if you know anything about productivity, so productivity is the measure of like how much can a worker produce for a given hour of work, right? So
our productivity is another major problem. Like right now, and that's productivity sounds complicated. It's actually extremely simple. You just take the GDP and you divide it by the hours worked in the country. So American GDP is $80. So for every hour an American worker works on average, he or she produces $80 of GDP. In Canada, it's 50. So that's every hour. So that means we have to work 60% more just to make the same amount and have the same level of income to buy food and housing. So that's the...
So, oh, cool. So good for him. But if you know anything about productivity, one of the best ways to boost productivity of your labor is education. They do an 11.5-minute video. Well, I think this is part of a larger conversation, talking about how low productivity is an issue in Canada, but because ideologically they have to hate school, they never bring up a single time in this whole conversation. They don't bring up increasing access to college, increasing education of labor force. It's not even brought up. It's just like a thing that they bring up to talk about how much harder, I guess, work is in Canada or something. It's like, wait, what? How can you bring this up and not mention that? So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, in 2016, I had like this delusional fantasy that online politics would be like arguing in the weeds substantively over government reports, over different studies and research, over different whatever. But in reality, it's usually just people shit-slinging ad homs at each other.
Skyrocketing.
Over and over and over again. Or attacking the most ridiculously strawman positions without even having like a general foundation of knowledge. Look at this dipshit. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Canada is considered to be more educated than Canada. Found the Canadian. Cons have to hate school. Yeah, I don't know why. Conservatives now just hate school. Actually, I should be careful. I don't know if in Canada, if you guys have gotten there just yet. I know that Canadians that come to the United States are there because Jordan Peterson is the #1 college hater. But yeah. If you're so fed up with how non-conducive the online environment for political change, both by content creators and audiences, why not expand your genuine political takes into other mediums than online, like publishing books or writing articles? Well, the thing that sucks is that like my biggest gifts or the abilities that I have like the most of is I excel a ton in debate, in like dynamic live conversations, obviously in online content creation, and in terms of being like adversarial. Like these are things, and I have a lot of we'll say tenacity for dealing with online shit. So like, could I write articles or publish stuff if I were to just get a PhD or something? I mean, like maybe, I'm sure, assuming RFK doesn't delete my Vyvanse. But I feel like I am, because I have such good gifts in other areas, it just feels like a waste to like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna go publish stuff. Not that it's wasteful to publish stuff or wasteful to do articles or books or whatever like that, but I'm just saying that because I'm talented in other areas, it just seems like a waste to just do that, you know? We are making a big push to the trades and just, quote, get into the trades, bros, end quote. Here in Canada, our PM has set up a lot of trade programs for high schoolers, which doesn't seem bad. Trades are fine. However, trades are like, it's like college light. Like you still pay, you still have to get some debt to do like an apprenticeship and to become a journeyman. To go to trade school still requires some debt, and you still have to go to school for, it depends, I think, on the program or whatever. They're not bad though. I think there should be like more I think maybe the technical term might be like discrimination. So if you're in high school and you want to go to college, there's probably a decent gap of people who maybe just don't have it for whatever reason for college, but would do way better with more than just high school. And then I think the trades fit like a really good middle ground there. That can be promoted more, but it doesn't have to be at the expense of college, right? Just help people select better or discriminate better between who goes to college and who would be better off in a trade, you know? Like that's it. You don't have to hate one to support the other. Why is it always messaging with Democrats? All this time they push education, but the number one way to get into a trade is to go into a trade school. But all Dems focus on is college when talking about it. Do they? I feel like Dems, I don't even know if Dems talk about college that much anymore. I feel like we don't even talk about education right now. Or at least I haven't heard Dems talk about college in a long time. But maybe they do and I just miss those conversations.